the relationship between African states and the ICC is one that is governed by both politics and dynamic relationship, and also legal parameters. So it has a number of features, but I think that the African states are an essential component of the Rome Statute system, not only because there are 33 states that are parties to the Rome Statute, but also you have an African regional organization, which is the African Union, which has also peace, justice, reconciliation, dispute settlement responsibilities within an international system, and therefore there is certain dynamics between the African Union in its role in peacemaking, peace building, and the UN Security Council. So there's a lot of dynamics in it. But what I want to say really is, in terms of how I see the relationship, is that there are three things. One, I would say that I do not foresee an accelerated or a threat of accelerating the withdrawal from the ICC in the forthcoming seasons from African states. But on the other hand also, I don't think one can be very optimistic about an accelerated ratification to the ICC, to the Rome Statute, by the 21 African states that are not yet members of the ICC. So you have, I think, neither pessimism nor optimism, but I think there is prospect, I think, for increased engagement between the African states and between the ICC. The second point that I want to say is that there is room, in my view, for increased cooperation, both by individual African states and by the African regional institutions that can cooperate with the ICC, the African Court for Human and People's Rights, and other instances, regional instances. So because the African Union is not only composed of the summit, which is the annual meeting of the heads of state and government, but also you have its regional institutions. So these regional institutions can also, I think, cooperate with the ICC. So there is room for effective cooperation, and therefore I think this thing needs to be developed. But again, the third aspect, I think, is that both the African states and the ICC, the court, if they explore common interest, I think it is possible to find or to have a breakthrough really in a more cordial, more respectful relationship between these two instances, that is regional and international, because there is cooperation in terms of, there can be cooperation in terms of investigation, cooperation in terms of positive complementarity, and so on and so forth. So I foresee myself that there is room, dynamics. Of course, it depends a lot, but there is room for effective cooperation.